Hi guys, g'day. Welcome to my channel, Chit Chat Down Under. Today I want to do a little card making little session, and we're going to try and recreate these two cards, and I have got a different variation on these. I also have a square pattern, and they're very simple to make, and I'll show you how to do them. Let's get started. Okay, so I have already pre-cut some of these little shapes. Now I have got, these are the round, these are square, and I also have these in like a Japanese style. Now these paper packs I did get at Daiso, and this one was, I think these ones were off the same pack, and I think they may be even out of the same pack as well. It's quite a thick little pad, 6 by 6, and then I simply cut out 2-inch rounds, which I have not got any, but I will show you what to do. But I'll start anyway. What I've done is I have cut out some rounds to show you how to do it. So in order to do this one here, all you need is a ruler. Say this is your little square, or your circle, obviously. And all I did was now I will do it this way so that you can see. I just chose to do that. So that will be my thickness. Oh, maybe that's a bit too much actually. I might do a little bit less. So all you do is you just start by creasing in one side, like so. And then you just simply, once you've got one, you simply just follow it around, and you will have to just, keep trying it. And what you end up with is a square. So you just fold them in, guys. That's all you have to do. Now, of course, you can do these the opposite way, and I will show you. So see how you just manipulate it until you end up with a little square. Okay, you can also go the other way and have the white showing with the purple center. So that's all you have to do, is just bring them in, adjusting them slightly when you see that they're not quite right, but you'll get the hang of it, and in the end you can do them blindfolded, just like I am practically, and you will get it right every time. Trust me, it's not hard. And so you end up with little squares. And then this pattern here, all you do is you simply fold the piece of your round in half, and then once you have your halfway mark, you simply bring this in so that it is a point. So I'll open one up and show you. So these have already been pre-done, and I'll just quickly show you. So all it is you have a 2-inch round, and you simply bring in the folds so that they are in the center. So you bring this part in. It's a little bit awkward because I have to do it far away from where I'm sitting, but okay, so I'll just show you slowly. Okay, so you're just bringing in this to the center. So you're bringing one into the center like that, so that the top part is in line with the line, like that. And then you simply fold along the line and come back out that way. Now mine's not quite right. It takes a bit of getting used to, guys. It's not the easiest one, but once you get the hang of it, trust me, you will be ace at it. So you've got to just make sure that that's a point at the top, like that. And if it's not quite right, which that one's not, you just simply rectify it straight away. And you can either have a little gap like I've just done there, or you can have it so it's flush. And if you want it to be perfect, you just pull that back in a bit and fold it back out. But I'll leave it like that for now because I've already pre-cut mine. And then if you do it the other way, you turn it around. Again, you fold it in half. And then all you do is bring these two together like that, and they will form a point right at the top there. So you bring that one in to there. Now it depends on how big you really want it or how small you want it. I'm fumbling because I've got arthritis in my thumbs, and this is really not good for my thumbs. But I'm doing it to show you guys. And this is okay if it hangs over because they will interlock with the ones that sit beside it, if you know what I mean. So you just simply bring that in like that and then fold it back out. I'll just do it like this, guys, because I can't quite do it that way. But you will get the hang of it. It takes practice. And as long as you have the same for all of them. There is an easier way, but I can't remember how to do it. I just, it's been a long time since I've actually done these ones, so bear with me. But there is an easier way to do them, but you get the general idea anyway. So you have to make sure that that is a point and that they are all the same around there. So that one's got to come in a bit. Making fudge of it. So you see the difference though, the contrast. So you can either have them all the same or you can have them interlocking where you've got the two different colours. So I will show you that card close up. And what it is you will have, now I've used two different colours. I've used the green and I've used pink. So this one I have made the white there, but you can do it alternately so that the white will appear here and the coloured bit will be here. It just means that you turn it around and face it this way. So this one is done that way. And if you do it this way, see how it's a different pattern. And you can also, there's 8 pieces. You need 8 circles per card. So you could do 4 this way and 4 that way and have a beautiful pattern like that, like Harlequin design. So we will go and I'll show you how to put it all together. So we'll just pop these aside and I'll leave those up there so you can see them. Now we will do this one because it's already out. Now I thought that we could use, on that one we're going to use pink. We're going to use a pink background, but we are going to put it onto some card. Now I think I had the darker one for this one, did I? Or did I have the other one? Let's have a look. Did I have that one? Can't remember now. Or did I have that one? I think I had that one. Okay. So all we do is you start off with one piece, and it doesn't matter where you start because this is going to be fussy cut anyway. So all you do is you simply run a bead of glue once you decide which pattern you want to use, and you simply put the first one anywhere you like and leave it sit. So if you wanted the alternating with these, now these are double-sided colours. The ones that this one that I showed you is only printed on one side, whereas this one's printed, it's got printed on one and it's red on the other. So if you were to alternate that, you simply bring this in this way. And I will show you the difference because it is a nice effect actually doing it alternating. I think it's actually nicer. But it just means that I will have to redo them. But I won't. Oh, see what I mean? So we'll go with that. I will swap them around, which means that I'll have to refold all of these. Well, 4 anyway, which is fine. I don't mind doing that for you guys. But like I said, it's been a while since I've done them. And then all you do is you simply, again, run a bead. Now this time we've got to make sure that this piece sits under there so that it's right in the corner and it doesn't go over the top of that, if you know what I mean. See how I've buttered that right up? And then that goes over the top. So your centerpiece will be opened up. Then we grab another one of these ones and again just run a bead, and it's that simple, guys. Again, we just lift that up for a minute so you can see what you're doing, and you run it up against there beautifully and fold it back down. Don't worry so much about the glue because it's going to be fussy cut. So again, I will have to fold this one the opposite way. So I just unfold it, turn it over, and fold it the opposite way. Because I think that gives it a much better, much nicer look. And because it's already been pre-folded, it's a little bit easier. And they are really pretty Japanese type vibe happening. So, oops, might be easier doing it this way. My nails are shocking. I do apologise. I've been wearing those nails and they just ruin my fingernails. As you can see, they're all ridged. So it'll be a while before I can wear them again. So as long as you line these up, guys, you're doing all right. You just fold that back. See the beautiful design it's giving? And again, we can just grab one of these because it's already pre-done. I hope I've got the right amount in here because it's been a while since I've had these little packs. So now I am putting the coloured one over the top of the red because I think it gives it a nice pop. See how that's looking, guys? Again, we will have to refold this one. Just simply bring it back. Oh, that's the way you do it. So if you start it off like that, it's easier, and then bring them to the middle. That's the easy way of doing it, guys. Did you see what I did? I'll show you with the last one again. I just remembered how to do it because it's been a while since I've done these cards. I've got so many of these already made in my card stash, and I do believe that I have shown them to you in previous hauls. So I hope you can see what I'm doing here. Now you can glue these down, however I don't. The little flaps, I don't glue them down because I think when they are open like this and have that three-dimensional look, I think it gives a much better effect. Whereas if you were to glue them down flat, I don't think that they would look very effective, if you know what I mean. So once again, we just fold that in there. And as long as your circles are all the same size, you can't go wrong. So I'll show you again with this one. So all you do is you fold in, so you fold it in half, right? So you've got your halfway mark is here. So you fold it in half, you open it up, and then you fold these down like that so that you have a pointy bit, so that it's like doing these. It's exactly the same as doing them, except we're not folding these in. Now we turn it over and we fold these in this way. And that's easy because you just bring them straight to the center. Make sense? Okay, now we will put that back into the middle. Now you've got to just worry about both sides. So this time you will fold this piece up and this piece up like that, and you will fold both of these up. You can just hold it like that and slip it in, and that's it. You fold them back down, fold these back down, and voila, you have made a card like that. How's that, guys? There you go. And then we make sure that all the printed ones are over the top like that. And that's how the effect you get. Oops, I just ripped that one. Sorry, guys. There you go. But that's the effect you get. You get like a pinwheel. See what I mean? So that's all you do. And then we fussy cut around. So we simply just cut, and you just leave a little edge. Now you can use, what I have done in the past as well is I have used gold paper at the back. However, I have found with the PVA glue, I have found that they, once they're dry, you can simply just pull the whole thing off it. because it doesn't stick properly. You really need something that's matte, not shiny, because they will tend to come off. Unless you use double-sided tape as well as the PVA glue, which I find does seem to stick a little better. My arthritis is so bad in my thumbs now, and my fingers are all very sore these days because I have got arthritis. And the accident I had 2 years ago, where a drink driver hit my car at full speed while I was standing at some traffic lights, and it completely totaled my car, and it injured myself and a few minor injuries on some other passengers. But there you go, guys. And then you simply grab a card, we'll throw that away, and you just simply run a bead of glue. I need to fill these glue pots. Just run a bead around the edge and then fill that in. Now you can add a little bit of tape if you like, but I find that the glue is fine. Now you can either put the 2 to the top or 1. I think 1 is more effective, and you just simply press that down. What I do is I've bought this acrylic block specifically for this, so I lay that on top while that's drying, and then we leave that, and then you can put a sentiment on, which I don't have any pre-made for you guys. So you then can embellish it. You can put whatever you want on there. And I'll just clear this little area up a little bit, have a little drink. Okay, so that's that. And there you go, guys. Now you can decorate this with some little corners here, and then you can put an embellishment, put your little pros or whatever. Now, what did I put on my other one? All I did was I just put thanks, and I just stuck a few beads on, put a little sequin in the middle, which I will do here. I'll probably put black or red because that blends in, and yeah, and then you just decorate it the way you like. So that's the first idea. I'll leave that sit there so you can keep an eye on it. The next one we'll do is we shall do a square one. Now this one I think I have done alternating, I think, or not. No, they're all the same. Oh no, they are alternating. Now see the difference? So this one we've got the pattern on the back. This one we've got the white. So if you were to put all the pattern ones, they would look like that. It would be quite, it's all the same really, but if you alternate it, you will get that nice pattern. So that's what we're going to do. And again, all you do is you grab your backing paper, and you can pick whatever you like. Now there will be 9 of these. There were only 8 in this set, but the square ones we will have 9. And I'm just going to just eyeball it. Then we will grab a white one. And these aren't perfect. They're not all perfectly square. And that's fine because it's handmade, guys. We, will have little minor discrepancies of 0.5 millimeter or the like. But that's where your decorating comes in. And if there's a little minor fault like this one, see how that one's not square? And all I do to fix that is I pull this one back. This one comes forward a bit like that, and that one goes back a bit. That's all it is, because I saw that straight away, but I thought I'll leave it because I can show you. See, now it's more square, so we'll use it here. It's not as crooked, but even if it is, like, it doesn't matter because it's handmade. It doesn't matter. Nobody's perfect. See, that's another one that's a little bit wonky, but that's okay. I'll just grab this one instead. Because you're doing each piece by hand, it's not going to be perfect. And it looks like I might have another delivery. I just had my heat press delivered today. So I will be making some t-shirts with some transfers, and it is a press. Like, I think Laura from Favorites with Laura, she did a review and showed how to use it. And she has the same one where you have a press for t-shirts, for plates, for tumblers, and for mugs. Now, they were on Temu for, mine was $266. However, I had credit, and I also had a $20 or $25 voucher, so I got it a little bit cheaper. So that's good. Okay, we'll grab that one. So see how the different effects, how it looks really pretty when you go alternating. It just seems to give that a pretty look. You just got to remember which one's which. No, it didn't deliver. It kept going. Okay, I'll pick one that's a little bit more square. See, I must have done enough for 2 sets there, which is good because I get to pick the good ones. So that's it, guys, and that's 2 different cards. Now that one's a little bit wonky, but that's okay. But there you go. That's how you make that one. I'll put these over there so they're out of the way. So that's the next one. Now I will cut that out. I'll just use my... Now this one is not square, as I said, and that's fine because we are not perfect. And this is where you can use your decorating skills to make something good out of it. So we just check where we are. I'm just eyeballing it for the purpose of showing you how to make these cards. It's not perfect by no means, but you can make it perfect when you add your decorations. So it came out all right, I think. And there you go, guys. Pop that on a card. And I think we will... Now that's too big for these cards. Now I normally put these on square cards. I normally put them on a card this size, as you can see. That would have been a much better idea. However, I have completely run out of square cards, so I'm just showing you how that would look on a card. Now that's still drying, obviously. I should put my acrylic little thing on there. And I will show you the next card. And then we will get on with that. Okay, so this card here, this one here is the next one I want to show you how to make. Now I have paper packs like this, and they are at Kmart. They were only, I think, $4 for a book, and I think it's not very good paper. It's really cheap and nasty. However, for the purpose of doing this, it's really good. And I have got a white pack and I've got a black pack, and I thought, oh, that looks like the edge of a film strip. So all I've done is I have kept the film strip on the left, and that's what I will show you we will do. So I'll just get rid of this and pop that off the table, and I'll just show you what we're going to do. So now I've also got these. Now these ones I think I showed you last time. I had these little strips. Now I just noticed that that's still got a bit of silver there, which hasn't been cut. Now these were die cuts that I bought. I bought, I think, three of these little die cuts that cuts the black out. And then I also bought from Temu, and that was from Temu. I think it might have been $1 or $2. And then I also bought this roll of 500 little stickers, and I thought they would be perfect for these. And all you do is you die cut this little black piece out with the little film strip, and then I simply sit it over. I don't glue it. I sit it over my silver paper, and then I grab a little one of these and I line it up, right? So you line it up where you want it, but you will see that it's wider than this. So you don't want the picture to show through the little strip part, so you cut it down. So what I do is I just grab a strip and I cut that much off, you know, with my ruler. I just lay my ruler down like so. I cut a strip off, and then I lay this down over it where I want to lay it, and then I mark that with a pen, and then I come in and I go the other side, cut the strip, and then you can simply put that over the top, and it's not lined up perfectly, so you will have to see it's not lined up perfectly. You will have to manipulate it and stick it onto the silver paper. So then when these are cut to size, you put the first one down on the silver paper, line it up, and then put a line with a pencil, and then you put the next one on, the next one, the next one, and then you lay the strip over the top and you glue that, and that's what you end up with. Okay, now having said that, so that's the roll, and I think these rolls may have been, or maybe $2 or $3 for the roll, maybe four at the most, but you get a roll of 500, so that's really good. And then I'll show you what to do here. So same sort of thing, I'll leave that there, and I've cut these off a previous, so we've got this side we're going to use, and this is off another page, so it's exactly the same, but it's been cut down. Okay, so it's exactly, they look like little film strips as well, so I thought I'd keep those. And then I bought, is it this? Yes, this roll. And I thought, wow, that looks like a film strip. So I'm going to use these like I did with the previous card, except this time I'm going to go lengthways. This one I went, sorry, I'm going to go widthways. This way I went lengthways. We're going to do one widthways. So you line up this, and then you get your little strip. So now the strip will be going this way, right? So you line that up where you want it and just stick it down. Get another one. We line it up, and remember, now this one's not straight, so that's okay. Remember, you've got to leave a little gap because it's got to look like a film strip. So we put that one down, and I think we can go one more. Even if you have to cut a piece off, that's fine. We've got that one. I might do this one here. And we put another one there, like so. We stick those down. Now, if you have a paper boner, you can simply go along and see how that's making that stick a little bit better without trying to get the paint off. But it will stick better to the card, if you can see that. Well, that's actually not nice at all, is it? That's taking the paint off. That's no good. I didn't do it with this one. See the difference? I didn't do it with that one, so I don't like that. We're going to scrap that. See, we all make mistakes, guys. We're not going to use those. Those ones are no good. I'll just get rid of those. Sorry about that. Scrap that. We're not going to use a boner for that, because that obviously, there you go, guys. See, I'm making the mistakes so you don't have to. That's my way of thinking anyway. And I think I'm not going to use this one either. So I'm just going to use the straight ones. So we'll use this one. So again, we're going to line it up and start again. But this time I'm not going to use that boner. And I don't want that one. I'll use this one. See, we all make errors, guys, even though we've been making cards for so long. But aren't they gorgeous? Now, these were Temu as well, and they didn't cost a heck of a lot. They would have been a little, you know. There we go, that's good enough. Okay, I will pop these aside. Clear my little area. So these come with a strip, and I think these are 2 meters long, and I think the pattern is duplicated maybe 2 or 3 times on this roll. So you do get quite a bit out of that. And then all I did is I cut this strip off neatly, leaving the same gap between there so that we can put the other strip on. So get rid of this. Now we have our little strip. Now these strips have been made thinner, so I'm going to go ahead and do the same here. So we will take a little bit off, just the edge, like so, so it's matching. So, and then we will simply decide how we want to sit this. Now you can sit it on an angle, you can sit it with this one we might do straight. Make sure that your card is the right orientation. Now, what do you guys think? Put it there, and then we can put a little sentiment there, or we can put it across. I like it across, but then it won't be long enough. So we'll just go straight across. Okay. So then we just simply glue all these little things. We just go ahead and glue those. And then we go ahead and glue all this. And you really don't need a lot of glue because it is matte paper on matte paper and it glues really well, but make sure that you do. We don't want to have the gap here, so we'll glue it there, and we will remove the excess, which we will do now. And we just go up here, line it up, take it off. And even if you have to do it twice to make sure, don't be in a hurry. So line it up with your card. And that's it. Okay. And now it's just a matter of sticking the other strip on. So we'll grab the strip. That one's not long enough, so we'll have to grab this one. And we simply pop that on. Now it's not quite long enough, so I will add a little piece there, a little black piece, that's fine. So we will just glue this. And like I said, nobody's perfect. These are just scraps, guys. All of this, the black paper that I had there is out of that book. And as I said, this paper is not really good, but it is perfect for using it as backing. And for doing this sort of thing, it's perfect. So you just pop that on and make sure that it is lined up, because we don't want to see any little marks there. And instantly you have a film strip. What do you think, guys? Do you like that? Just get that excess glue off. And because it's PVA, it does come off really easily. Now, in the perfect world, we would have had the strip with the other one on there. However, we don't. Now, I'm just going to cut a tiny little piece, not off these. I won't take it off those. I'll take it off the black card because it's only a really small snippet that we need. I'll just measure it. I will measure that. Where's my tweezers? So it will only have to be to there. Okay. Just eyeballing. Put it there. And we'll just stick that on. I mean, it's really minuscule, but it does make all the difference. And I'll just let that dry a bit first before I take that off. So the next thing that you want to do is you've got to think about what you want to put on as a prose. Now with this one, I put it on an angle. Now you can simply decorate this more if you want to. You can put little corners on, you can do whatever you want. I'm not sure what I would want to put on here. Maybe missing you, thinking of you, or something like that. I would probably put thinking of you on there. But yeah, it's totally up to you what you want to put on there. And that's about it. Now, if you like, with some of these cards, you could also, if you wanted to, you could certainly lift this up if you wanted to add a little strip going down that way. Put that down. You could have it tucked behind. You could have it whichever way you like, guys. So that's the different ideas that you can use. And as I said, these are the different ideas for these cards, and we have made a few little cards, and if you like, we can do, you can also do quilted cards with these if you just want to do like a quilted design on the whole card. And you can put them, you don't have to have them going straight like the one that we did. Where's the one that we did? Oh no, because it didn't fit, did it? Where is it anyway? Oh, I haven't got it. I must have put it over here. I did. Okay, so you can put it on an angle so that they're like diamonds. But you get the idea, right? So just imagine that on a card, on a square card. It would be quite lovely. But yeah. And you can also put, you can put another layer on if you like. You know, put another layer on to give it real, you know, to make it stand out even more. And that's it. And then you just simply, you finish off your card. Like I said, you can put little corners on, which I'll just see if I've got some in my big book. I should have. Let's have a look. I have some gold ones, which would probably, I think the silver would look better. Okay, here we go. So all you do is you simply get rid of all this mess, and we simply grab some of these and we just pop them on. And that way you already bling it up, and you don't really have to put a prose on there. You don't have to put a greeting. You can just leave it plain. A lot of my cards I leave plain because people have told me sometimes that, you know, they love the card, but then because it's got a greeting on that they didn't want, they don't buy the card. Do you know what I mean? So that way, if it's blank, you've got more chance of actually selling cards. Now, I have never sold cards. I tried, but never did really take off. So I usually give them away. But there you go. So that's already made a huge difference. Now, I probably would put something little here. Now, you could just even stamp. If you've got a greeting stamp, you can just stamp it, do whatever you like. Or even, you could even just do your, now I put my handmade with love on the back. So I always stamp the back, like so. And then I usually put my face one on there as well. And there you go. That's all you have to do. Just put your little stamp on the back. And voila. Put one on there, and you make sure you put it on the right way. And these may even end up as friend mail. And there you go, guys. That's it. That's how you do your cards. So there you go. We've just done 4 little cards. And there you go. That's all you have to do. So I hope you enjoyed that little tutorial. And yeah, that's about it. That's all I can really show you. So that's just an idea. And as I said, you can make these strips up in advance. I've got quite a few of these made. And even if you put a photo of a real person on the card and have that poking out, and then have one of them poking through in the white, like that, have a photo over it and say bon voyage, or if they're going on a trip, that's a nice little card that you can make. So up to you how you want to decorate. You can certainly put some silver on here and bling it up. You could put corners on there. See, I've got all of these made up, and I just have them in a little bag. And they're all different. Same, but different. So they're all the same little stickers, but all different, if you know what I mean. So I have them ready to go like that in one of these little pen bags, and that way they're ready to go when you are. And let's bring this up because that one's a bit boring, I think. So I think we will go with the gold strip because the gold seems to pop. And let's see what we can, okay, we'll use one of these. Now I have a whole bag, I have a whole book. I'll just show you quickly. This is my book, and I simply just have all of these embellishments. But these are really hard to come by now. They don't. I can't get these worded ones anywhere at the moment. I don't know why. But I've got all different lined ones. I've got letters. I've got pearls. These are all my gold edges. I've got little dolphins. And then I have best wishes, thank you. Now these are my last lots. I don't have many more. So we could even put some of that on. And we could do a thank you. And we will put that on because that's quite nice. And I've got some lines out, so we'll have a look at what we can do. That one's already done. That one's already done, so we'll leave that there. So this one I would put a little bit of this on probably. And you can simply just run that through there like that. Although that's going to ruin the strip, so I'm going to go above it. It's going to take away the look of the strip, I think. So I will just run that to there. Take that off. Make sure that sits straight. And cut that little piece off. And then I would put a pros. I'll keep this bit because you never know, you might only need that little strip. Sometimes you just want to put a little piece in the corner. And then I will put the long best wishes. We'll grab that. And these, oh wow, that's the first time that's ever came up like that. Just, I might even stick it there like that. And there you go. I'll just reposition that one. There we go. And there you go. That card's now done as far as I'm concerned. You can put another strip there because it looks bare. So I will put that another strip there. And that way it's all matchy-matchy. And then I'll cut that little piece off that we still have. And then it's done. And we'll cut that little piece off that we added there. And there you go. That is now complete. That's completely finished it off. So we got those two, and this one has already got something. However, I think that maybe a little something there. What shall we use? Let's have a look. Okay, we will put a best wishes. Actually, I'll put a thank you on this one. Now, these ones are really awful to get off. I find they are really hard. They usually break, but because it's you guys, it's behaving. No, see, that I don't like that because that's gold and this is silver. So that's not going to work. Okay, I'll find something else. I've only got with sympathy. I've got anniversary wishes, but that's a bit, I think that's a bit, maybe a bit much. That's too big. What can we do? Well, first of all, it needs a bit of bling in the middle. And I will use, for that one, a black. Let's put one of these medium blacks. That's perfect for that. There we go. And maybe, what words have I got? I don't think I've got any more words, guys, because, as I said, they are so hard to get, especially all of my silver ones I have used except for with sympathy. So will I put a sympathy one on there? I think I'll have to. Okay, so that's all I've got available, so that's what we'll put on. And that's quite a nice card to receive if you've lost someone. It's nice and cheerful, I guess. So we will do that. We will, where's my tweezers? They're hidden under all this mess. I'll just put that over here. So we shall just grab this. These ones, I always have trouble. Once again, must be lucky today. Okay, this is where you got to have your wits about you. And there you go, guys. There's 4 little cards for you to look at. And what do you think? You think it's successful? I think they're okay. I like this one. I really like this one, and I love this colouring. But there you go, guys. Some ideas for you to have a look at your stash. And as I said, these pieces are bits of leftover, and these I just make up out of, you can make these out of leftover papers. Yeah, and they don't all have to be the matching colours. You could have rainbow colours. You could use 8 different colours if you like, and you could even do just 2 colours and do alternating, or like that one you can do the double-sided and this one is single-sided, so it's up to you. These are 2 different colours, these are the same colours but alternating, and these are just bits of pieces with a couple of stickers, and there you go, all done. Thanks for watching, guys. Remember, always be kind, be nice to one another, and yeah, smile. You never know what you're going to get in return. Anyway, guys, thanks very much for watching, and I will see you again next time when I'm staring straight back at you. Bye for now.